The Purdue Model is a well-known architectural framework for structuring industrial control systems in a way that improves efficiency, scalability, and perhaps most importantly, security. Developed in the 1990s by Theodore J. Williams and members of the Industry Purdue University Consortium for Computer Integrated Manufacturing, the Purdue Model goes by many names these days. The Purdue Reference Model, Purdue Network Model, Purdue Enterprise Reference Architecture, ISA 95, or the Automation Pyramid. No matter what you call it, the purpose of the Purdue Model is to help organizations define a structure for how industrial machines, processes, and technology interact with each other. The Purdue Model has remained a common reference model for over 30 years because it's robust enough to provide valuable guidance for any organization while still being malleable enough to adapt to industry-specific situations and incorporate emergent technologies as they are introduced into the industrial automation space. Let's take a level-by-level look at the Purdue Model and how the industrial automation platform Ignition fits into it. Like any good pyramid, the Purdue Model starts with a solid foundation. Level 0 is physical process. At this level, sensors collect and process information from the environment, and actuators take digital commands and convert them into physical movements. Other field-level I/O devices, such as cameras, scanners, and monitors, may also operate at this level. Depending on how your system is organized, Ignition can interact directly with these I/O devices. One example would be a rock quarry with live camera feeds of conveyors displayed on an Ignition workstation to give operators increased visibility. Moving up to level 1, we reach process control. Here, programmable logic controllers and remote terminal units control and monitor the devices operating at the physical process level below. In controlled environments like plant floors, organizations generally opt for PLCs, while RTUs are mainly used in remote environments with less operator oversight. Ignition can reliably connect to practically any PLC at this level between its suite of core drivers and support for both OPC UA and MQTT communication protocols. For any devices at the process control level not directly supported by Ignition, the public API allows third parties to create their own drivers like the ones available on Inductive Automation's third-party module showcase. Level 2 is supervisory control. This is where organizations manage process control and real-time production, encompassing SCADA, DCS, HMI, as well as more specialized solutions like alarming, trending, and reporting. At this level, an organization's Ignition system could be as simple as a single plant floor location or as complex as a distributed architecture with hundreds of sites. The supervisory control level is Ignition's bread and butter, but it's up to each organization to determine if that means a no-need rustic loaf or something difficult like, I don't know, brioche. I'm an engineer, not a baker. To get a better understanding of the breadth of this level, let's use an oil and gas company as a more complex example. Their system may be structured around a local Ignition server with local clients monitoring and controlling processes across a vast network, all from a centralized control room. Connecting that Ignition server to a historical database opens up the ability to track, display, and trend historical data across sites to the network edge. That last part is important because the supervisory control level includes edge computing solutions as well. While that oil and gas company could run Ignition's Perspective module on a mobile device at these types of remote locations, that still requires an operator. Luckily, this is exactly what Ignition Edge was designed for. They could implement Ignition Edge IoT to easily bridge device data between remote sites and their central control room. And if they want to maintain that same level of visualization at the network edge, they could utilize Ignition Edge Panel as well to turn any screen into an IoT-enabled HMI. With any distributed architecture, there is an understandable concern about maintaining data integrity between sites. One of the most secure and efficient ways to connect your database, control room, and remote sites is by publishing data via MQTT. Cirrus Link's MQTT distributor and engine modules enable consistent access to edge-of-network data with MQTT's low-bandwidth publish-subscribe protocol. And with Ignition Edge's internal tag historian, that oil and gas company can store up to 35 days or 10 million data points locally, so they don't have to worry about inconsistent connections. Level 3 is Operations Systems, which concerns plant-wide operations and processes. For this level, let's use a food and beverage manufacturer as our example. Instead of a distributed network, they have one massive plant that produces hundreds of products, each with their own unique recipe. This manufacturer could have a central ignition gateway connected to clients all over the plant, with a combination of panel PCs directly next to equipment and mobile devices so that operators can make adjustments on the move. To keep track of all of this transactional data, the organization connects Ignition to a SQL database. IT standard technology like SQL has the added benefit of providing some common ground for the organization's IT and OT departments. This level also includes the organization's MES software, such as Sepasoft's suite of modules for Ignition. Ignition also has the ability to integrate with other MES platforms using API integrations. These MES modules assist with complex recipe and batching processes to provide complete traceability, decrease downtime, and improve OEE and SPC. MES helps to connect the production line HMI SCADA systems in Level 2 with the more business-oriented applications like ERP in Level 4. But before we get to Level 4, we have to go through Level 3.5, the DMZ, or Demilitarized Zone. In keeping with security best practices, this in-between layer allows for separation between OT and IT networks. We're going to skip over setting up firewalls, proxies, and data diodes. But if you would like more in-depth information on Ignition security best practices, click the link in the description for the security hardening guide. Level 4 is Enterprise. The highest level of the Purdue Model leaves behind the plant floor in favor of C-suite activities, such as production scheduling, business planning, financial reporting, and ERP. For this type of corporate strategy and decision-making, many organizations opt to integrate Ignition with an existing ERP system, such as SAP, or more business-focused software as a means to standardize data throughout the enterprise. However, for organizations that don't already have specialized software, there are plenty of solutions that you can create directly in Ignition. For example, a pharmaceutical company could implement a scheduling application in Ignition for its sterilization lines, including component quantity determination, as well as reporting and metrics. This highest level is also where the cloud comes into play. Organizations all over the world are already connecting their Ignition systems to cloud providers, but Ignition Cloud Edition lets you natively launch an instance on either AWS or Microsoft Azure. In fact, Cloud Edition is now available as a container image within AWS too, but that's a subject for another video. Cloud Edition brings a huge amount of flexibility to this enterprise level, allowing you to leverage cloud-based SQL databases, increased compute power, and Sepasoft modules, as well as Cirrus Link Cloud Injector modules that enable you to send selected tag data from Ignition into AWS, Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud Platform for analytics. If you've made it this far into the video but have never tried Ignition for yourself, you can download a free trial in about 3 minutes using the link in the description. The trial has a 2-hour timer that you can reset as many times as you'd like while you explore the platform and decide how you'd like to integrate Ignition into your organization. And if you decide you'd like to purchase a license, you'll be able to keep all of your assuredly ISA 95 compliant work. Let us know in the comments what other industrial automation topics you'd like us to cover.